welcome back with the Nocturnal. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Well, thank you.
I'm good, I'm good. So, this film is a reimagined version that incorporates opera, dance, and cinema to create this work of art. So, Benjamin, can you talk to me about your thought process when deciding to take this unique artistic approach? And Melissa, can you tell me what your reaction was when you first read the script?
Well, I mean the idea. I mean, there was all of the components that ended up in the film were in my head in the first place. But I think I discovered how much, even more so, how much we could tell the story in movement while we were shooting, and how beautiful that felt. There was something. There was this connection with the locations and the photography and the actor, Melissa and Paul, who are so expressive, not just in the performance and with dialogue, but their performance throughout. Something that we talked a lot about, feeling like the whole body would perform and be engaged in the story. So that was something that then I really pushed in the editing room as well, because I felt that it's always you obviously you can use dialogue to find out more about the character and so forth, but ultimately you want to get to the sort of like what we care about is the deep emotion, the truth, and what the character is going through, and to feel it while watching them. And I think it's really interesting to do it sometimes without a lot of dialogue.
The first time I read the script, I've always known that this movie was gonna be unlike anything else because it's felt like that from the beginning. The When Benjamin first sent me the script, he sent it to me in a box. It was a wooden box, a red box that said Carmen on top. I still have it in my house. And you slid it open and the script was there along with like 10 images of, I guess, like inspiration that Benjamin had like gotten of like what the movie was going to look like. And it was like, like it almost felt like they were paintings, they were like printed in this like beautiful paper. And then there was also an MP3 player with some of the music that Nick had already written for the movie. So it was a whole experience for me from the first time that I read the script. And I was so excited when I found out that it was a story about a Mexican immigrant. Like it's a Benjamin decided that Carmen was going to be a Mexican woman and that she was going to cross the border. And I thought this is a beautiful and very different approach to telling this story that we've heard so much, like a story of like someone that crosses the border is running from danger and is seeking a better life. I've seen that before and I don't need to see it again. Like that's usually what I say. But when I saw this, I was like, the magic and the mysticism and the music and the dance and the romance in this immigration story is such a beautiful way to perhaps get through to people about the realities of that we're facing with, in a way that doesn't feel like, oh, we're preaching to you, this is what's happening. No, this is like, oh, this is an escape. This is going to be like a fever dream. You're going to go on this journey and then it's going to make you want to have a conversation about what's going on.
Definitely. And Benjamin, can you describe to me what it was like to direct this film, especially it being your
I
first?
mean, it was exhilarating. I mean, I obviously there were, a lot of it was new to me, and there was a learning journey throughout that all carried me to my second film. And but making all these choices is so to there's something about film. You gather the best people you can get, the most creative people you can find, your actors and everyone associated with production design and costume, all the art department and the crew and your director of photography, and you just find the people who are just most, I think, whose sensibility is most suited for that project. And then you have this communal experience that's very intense and short towards this common goal that's really uplifting and really magical. I mean, it's really, I mean, I maybe I was really blessed, and I hope every experience I have is like that. But it was, I fell from so high when we were done shooting. Like I genuinely, the next day I was so depressed for about 3 weeks when we were done. And then it's also, then a few days later, a week later, I think I took a week off, you're in a dark editing room with one person who is great, you know, and that you spend 3 months with, and in that editing room you go through you know, joys and nightmares, you know, because you're like, what have I done and how to make this work? And it's just, so it's a really incredible journey that I want to renew.